Hi boys and girls, welcome back to our second lesson of the week. Yesterday we looked at time in general, we looked at minutes, we looked at hours, we looked at days, we looked at weeks, and we looked at a month on our calendar slide. Today we are going to focus on elapsed time. Now elapsed time is time that has passed. So let's first refresh our memories. Emily, how many minutes are in 1 hour? 60 minutes in an hour. So that means once around the clock, boys and girls, because on a clock face are 60 minutes. We don't list them all with numbers because then the clock face would be just crammed full of numbers. So we rather count them in intervals of 5. So this is where your 5 times table comes in very handy because you are counting in 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Emily, when I get to the 30, what does that mean? How far am I around?
Half an hour.
Half an hour, because I'm halfway around the clock, boys and girls. Then I go 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, back up to the 12, which is 60. So it means when my minute hand goes around the clock, it goes tick, 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 all the way around, and that is 60 minutes that has passed. Then half an hour is 30 minutes that has passed, and a quarter of an hour is 15 minutes. So if I was dividing my clock, that is 1 whole, then I divide it down the middle, and that is half. And if I divided it again, I would have my quarters. So that's a quarter, 2 quarter, another one, and another one. But today, we are just going to focus on o'clock and half past. Next week, we will go on to quarter past and quarter to. Okay, so today, you will see, especially in your story sums, boys and girls, we are going to look at elapsed time. So if I say to Emily, you start watching a movie at 7 o'clock and the movie finishes at 10 o'clock. How long was the movie?
3 hours.
3 hours. So you counted from 7 around the clock to 8 to 9 and to 10. So there, if I jump it, I go there was 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours it took her to get from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Now working o'clock from 7 to 10 or from 2 to 6 is easy, boys and girls, because you're keeping it on the clock. But sometimes they're going to mix it and say, Emily, if I said to you, you don't have to answer this, I'm just giving you a question. If I said to you the movie starts at 7 o'clock but ends at 9:30, now I'm mixing, boys and girls, I'm mixing o'clock and I'm mixing half past. So now it starts getting a bit more challenging. So if I say to, this is where this is going to be your best friend, boys and girls. This is a number line. We use a number line for so many things, but for time it comes in especially handy. So I put 7 there and I put 9:30 there because that is the time that the movie started and the movie ended. Now I could count in hours, but what would be easier for me is to count in half hours because my time is going to end on a half hour. So I go like this and I jump from 7 to 7:30, from 7:30 to 8 p.m. or a.m. or whatever it is, 8 to 8:30, 8:30 to 9, and then 9 to 9:30. Now I can count in half an hours and I can see how much time has elapsed. From 7 to 7:30 was 30 minutes. 7 to 8 was an hour. So we've got 1 hour. We add another 30 minutes, so that's 1 hour and 30 minutes. We add another 30 minutes, and that takes us up to 2 hours. And we add another 30 minutes, so that takes us up to 2 hours and 30 minutes. So when she started the movie and ended it, it started at 7, ended at 9:30, and I can see that it took 2.5 hours to get from that time to that time. Now if we look here, Ems and I are going to do an activity together. Ems is doodling on her page. Okay, Ems. So now, this says starting time was 9 p.m., ending time was 10:30, and it's going to say how much time elapsed in hours and minutes, and it's giving you a number line from 9 to 10:30. So what am I counting in on my number line, Ems? In
half an hour.
Half hours. So I am going to make a jump from 9 to 9:30, from 9:30 to 10 o'clock, and then from 10 o'clock to 10:30. So Ems, how many jumps did I do? I've got
An
3.
hour,
So, no.
half an hour, an hour and a half.
Okay, so I had 1 hour and 30 minutes went past between 9 and 10:30. On my number line, I can work it out nicely. I can go 30 minutes, another jump takes me to an hour, and another jump takes me to an hour and 30 minutes. Let's look at the next one. This is a nice easy one, Ems. 1:30 to 2:30. So I put my 1:30 at the start, boys and girls, and I put my 2:30 at the end. Now I'm counting in half an hours. So Ems, 1:30 to 2 o'clock, and then 2 o'clock to 2:30. So now I've jumped in 30 minutes. Boys and girls, don't be alarmed if you see that's a small jump and that's a big jump. They both in 30 minutes. It's what you write underneath that counts. So 1:30 to 2 Ems is 30 minutes, and 2 to 2:30 is
half an hour.
So in total it's
an hour.
An hour. So 1 hour and no minutes. So it was an hour between 1:30 and 2:30. Let's look at this. 5 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. So I do my 5 a.m. and I do my 7:30 to end it. Now I'm jumping in my half an hour. So I go 5 to
5:30.
Good. 5:30 to
6.
Oh, I'm going to run out of space. 6 to
7.
No.
6:30.
6:30. Good girl. 6:30 to
7.
And then 7 to 7:30.
7:30.
So now I count and I go 30 minutes plus another 30 minutes makes an hour, plus another 30 minutes makes an hour and 30 minutes, plus another 30 minutes makes 2 hours, and then another 30 makes?
And 2 hours and a half.
2 hours and 30 minutes, or 2.5 hours. Then I look at this one, 4:30 to 6. So boys and girls, remember you must start your number line at the starting time, and then you do it at the finishing time. So I go 4:30 to
5.
5:30, 5 to
5:30.
and then 5:30 to 6. So it's in 30 minutes. So it goes 30 minutes plus another 30 minutes makes 1 hour, plus another 30 minutes makes
an hour and a half.
An hour and a half, or an hour and 30 minutes. Right, this one we're going to count quite a bit here. So let's start. Always start, boys and girls. Your start time goes at the beginning of your number line, and your end time goes at your end of your number line. And we count.
AM, this is PM.
Yes. Now, why do you think that's AM and into PM?
Because it's 10 and then it goes.
So it's 10:30 in the morning, and then it goes past midday, so it turns things into PM, because the afternoon. Okay, we're going to go into that tomorrow, boys and girls. Let's go 10:30 to 11.
11 to 11:30.
Yes.
11:30 to 12.
Yes.
That's when it's midnight.
That's midday.
Midday. And then it goes to 12 to 12:30.
Yes.
To 12:30 to
Yes.
1.
Then 1 o'clock. And then 1:30. So boys and girls, please don't stress if your jumps look bigger or smaller. As long as you are knowing that one jump is 30 minutes, it doesn't matter what it looks like. So then, Ems, a quick way to do this would be, I jump twice, would be 1 hour.
2 hours, 3 hours.
Okay, so 3 hours and no minutes. So boys and girls, whenever you are working out time, when they say to you, something started at this time and it ended at this time, how much time did it take in between? Always work it out on a number line. It makes things so easy. And for now, we're just going to focus on hourly and half hourly. So if you can get this, it's going to be smooth sailing. Tomorrow, join me again. We are going to start looking at analog time and digital time. So work on the next slide, boys and girls, and also work through your word problems for the week, because it does have the number lines on it. Okay, bye.